Hey, everybody, Garfield made. Oh, we got to wait for the applause first. We should know that. We got a packed house today. There's all about 12 people out there, right?
Standing room only.
Standing room. It's a small room, and we're sitting in the only seats.
Yeah, but still, standing room
So
only.
they got to stand, we're sitting. Hey, everybody, Garfield Mayor, Rich Riggles. I'm with Deputy Mayor Joe Delaney right here. And we're doing our monthly podcast, letting everybody know what's going on in the city of Garfield and around. And we're just having a little fun, talk about the history of Garfield, everything that's good. A lot of things going on in Garfield.
Oh, I'm telling you, Rich, what a busy month.
It's been a busy 2 months, I think.
But I mean, September, we're into only the second week, and it's so much going on.
I know. Listen, well, we'll get to, first of all, did you see the debate yesterday?
Actually,
Between the president and the vice president?
Yeah.
Or the former president?
I fell asleep.
I don't care who you're voting for, and I don't care who you're supporting, but when did you see the part where he says there's a city where they eat dogs?
Oh, that was out in Springfield, Missouri.
I forget
where. Ohio, yeah.
Colorado.
I seen something about that.
Something
in the
about
news,
and I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, the immigrants. Yeah, the immigrants were eating cats and whatnot.
Yeah, well, if you mix it with rice and some garlic.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know what this guy was talking about, but no, over here in Garfield, we're not as bad as that.
No, we might mess around with chickens.
Yeah.
But that's the extent.
And maybe even eat them.
That's the extent of it.
Yes.
That's the extent. We chase them. We chase them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did have chicken parm the other day.
And how was
From
it?
Osteria? Forget about it.
Yeah.
I give you Osteria a shout out, Osteria.
Way to go, Nick.
So there's a lot going on, and there's a bunch of teams running for the Board of Ed. There's a bunch of teams running for the city council and everything against our ticket.
Don't get confused.
Yep.
You got the Board of Ed candidates, and you have the city council candidates.
Yep. We are Vision for Garfield, guys. We have a vision of how Garfield is going to be and should be in the future and everything. And everything starts with a conversation, right?
It
Progress
does.
starts with a vision.
We started 4 years ago, Mayor.
Yep.
4 years ago. And to look back 4 years, what is here in the city of Garfield?
Yes.
That wasn't there back then 4 years ago?
Yep.
Just think about it. Look at River Drive, right? The park on River Drive.
It was nothing.
All right.
Couldn't even walk across. You couldn't even walk that side.
Look at Columbus Park.
Well, one of the best parks that's going to be out there in Bergen County, I believe.
Look at Jewel Street Park.
Yep. One of the, outside of Sentry Field.
Yeah.
One of the most crowded parks you're going to have. That little park that gets a lot of play in it.
We did Hudson Park by the dog park. We did that little park over there. We finished the ground.
We even did Mother Teresa Park.
We did Mother Teresa Park.
Right? It's just a place to sit,
in a
pray,
4-year span.
And figure out your spirit, get it in the right way.
So think about what we did in 4 years.
And then we did do some redevelopment. There's a building on River Road, the one on Pake Street, but that brought in a lot of rateables.
Oh, you can't. The one on Pake Street.
Yes.
All right, think about this, Mayor. We're getting over $200,000 a year in taxes than the previous building.
Right. I think the previous building was getting like $16,000.
It was nothing. Which means...
that's right. It was a 501c.
Yeah.
Which we were getting nothing because it was Greater Bergen that was sitting in there. Am I correct?
And we have not one additional kid going to the school.
That's right.
And the building is rented 100%.
100%. Yep.
Not one additional kid going to our schools.
Right.
All right. We're getting over $200,000 a year in taxes. Nobody's parking on the streets.
That's right.
Right. There's no garbage pickup, so we're not paying for extra garbage pickup. And the traffic... 90% of the people use mass transit.
That's right.
So they're not contributing to traffic.
They're walking right across the street. And yet, they're also walking up and down Pake Street.
To the businesses.
To Jam Burger, to there's the, I don't know if it's an empanada place. They make burritos.
Yeah.
Where the old Steve's used to be. There's Activated Juice that just opened up with our friend Prince. He just opened up.
Huge opening.
Big opening. Everybody was from the Bronx. Come on in, all these big shots. And his espressos, all organic.
Yeah.
And his espressos is, woof. And I like espresso. I have about 4 or 5 espressos
a day. An hour?
A day. And you have one in his, and that covers like 3 of them. I was like, woo.
And think about the businesses, too, over there by the River Drive Mall.
Yep.
And they're all doing fantastic. You can't get a parking spot in there.
And they want to talk about our opponents. Both teams want to talk about this pilot, right? So In short, correct me if I'm wrong. In short, so we're making about $200,000 in taxes from the building on Pake Street.
Correct.
Right?
Extra, more than we were at the...
More.
Yeah.
So if there was no pilot, it would probably be about $230,000, with $30,000 going to the school.
Well, you know what?
That's kind of like the short of it. So we're making the 200. The school's not making theirs, but there's no one going into the school. But the city is making their money, and that's the only reason these developers will not come to Garfield without pilots. They will not come and build anywhere in North Jersey without a pilot, because there needs to be an incentive. And the incentive is, if no one's going to the school and we're not, adding anything to the school, then why should we be paying it? And you can have your argument for right or wrong, but in short, that's kind of like the short version of it. It's long and it's complicated, but the short version is, they'll be paying $230,000, $240,000 in taxes, with $40,000 going to the school each year.
But meanwhile, no matter what, the school's budget gets paid from the city, from our general fund, and that's where that $200,000 goes.
That's
into our general fund.
And we're still losing that, because we end up getting $200,000, and we still got to pay for the school budget.
You still got to pay for the school budget. You still got to pay for the county budget. So the county taxes and the school taxes get paid no matter what through our general budget, which that money from that developer goes into. So they get paid.
Listen, there's a lot of great things going on in Garfield. Great events, great community events.
Oh, how about that wrestler? Check out this.
Oh, yeah,
this
right
belt.
over here.
Right here.
Show everybody.
All right, look at that.
We get to keep the belt
Proud
over here.
owner.
Yeah.
Proud owner of that belt. He deserves it. If you were at the match, at the fireworks, he took him down. That was a 3 count.
Yeah, let me tell you something. He tried to cheat.
Oh, definitely.
Right? He pulled the chain out. He hit the guy. That was illegal. He shouldn't be doing that. And I wasn't going to let him get away with that.
No, you shouldn't. As the mayor, somebody had to take... And he took charge. Jumped in the ring.
Then he got in my face. And, I thought it was like someone from Save. And I was about to whack him. Or Brighter, whatever group you want to call it nowadays.
Yeah, and he stepped up.
And then they spun him around, and I had to put him out.
Boom! And he got the belt. He got the belt, and the place went nuts. It was like a Taylor Swift concert. I'm telling you, it was like a Taylor Swift concert. The kids were going nuts. I seen a few moms faint, especially when Rickie raised his hands up in the air and his belly came out a little bit. There goes 3 moms. Boom, boom,
good thing I wasn't wearing a Speedo like those wrestlers. They were really fainting, as well as the kids. The fruit bowl would have been hanging out.
But what a day that was. I mean, we had
a great
how many
show.
food trucks?
There were 14 food trucks.
14 food. All did fabulous.
All did fantastic. We had inflatables, face painters. We had the wrestling. And then we, and this is an annual thing.
And capped it off with the fireworks.
And we capped it off with the fireworks.
And
one of our
everybody
great shows.
said, even our opponents.
Yeah.
Said that they haven't seen a better fireworks show around North Jersey.
And you know what? We saw them, and we were all pleasant to each other.
Oh yeah,
I know on Facebook they tag them and like that, but it was nice. That was
fine.
It was nice that we could at least be pleasant with each other.
Yeah.
For that moment of time.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And I think they enjoyed themselves. Everybody walked around.
Everybody. It was a beautiful night. The weather was great.
But that was a busy week.
Yeah.
We had a lot going on. We had the Holy Name Picnic going on.
How Holy Name Picnic was on Sunday.
And then we had one of our residents who was Miss Dominican Republic.
At the gala on Thursday. Yeah, Olga Garcia.
Yep.
We went to the Venetian on Thursday.
800 Dominicans down at the Venetian. And you talk about singing and dancing and eating.
The salsa,
my God.
Yeah, but what a beautiful event. And congratulations to Olga.
Yep.
She is, I tell you, when you look at it, when you read her bio, she's an engineer. She's everything all wrapped up in one.
Right.
And a mom with 2 daughters, I believe it is, and her husband. And she lives here in Garfield.
And her platform was the stigma for minorities with mental health issues.
Yeah, mental awareness.
And that's what got her to be, Miss Dominican Republic, the Grand Marshal. Then there was a big parade in Paris in which we were having our own event in Garfield.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Olga. You're part of the City of Champions, and that's why
we are the City of Champions because of people like Miss Garcia.
That's right. It's not just about sports; it's about everybody else as well.
Yeah.
So it was a busy week. We got busy week this week as well.
This week, hey, How about our grand opening this Saturday?
We have a grand opening.
Headquarters.
At headquarters, we have hamburgers, hot dogs, sausage and peppers, some prizes, music. Yeah. Everybody's invited to come on down, guys.
And you know what else? People talk about the debate, whatever the debate from last night. Come down and ask us any question you want. Anybody is invited. We'll be there. Yeah. I'll answer any question, and whoever's there will answer any question that anybody has regarding anything in the city of Garfield.
Yeah, I mean, I know there was a question from our one of the people from Save. He made a post yesterday or today about the two teams running, but one team is being run by or supported by one of my friends.
Oh,
and everything like that. And so let's just clear the air on the air, all right?
Clear the air on the air. You catch that?
There is no competition here. This is Vision for Garfield all the way. Myself and my 4 colleagues, Joe, Romy, Pablo, and Sugar. We're in this together from the beginning to the end, all right? I support them. They support me. There is no issue. Yeah. Someone's just spinning gossip and rumors. And listen, I got rumors and gossip too. I can spin and spit out there.
Yeah, but come on, that's social media. That's what they do on social media.
There's no backstabbing there, TR. There's nothing going on.
Yeah, they're saying about 500 apartments on Midland Ave. Last I checked, there was 3 buildings. You had the rec center, the senior center, the boys club, and the library.
Right.
That's what I seen on my way here. Yep. I didn't see 500
And to clear that up, there isn't going to be no apartments, all right, at all on Midland Ave. But do we want to upgrade the library? Yes. Do we want to upgrade the rec center? Yes. Do we want to upgrade the Boys and Girls Club? Yes. And the senior building? We want to upgrade all of them because these are older buildings. But there's not going to be no apartments. And if we could upgrade them, we will upgrade them just like we upgraded Columbus Field. We started a conversation. Everything starts with a conversation. Every vision for progress starts with a conversation. So you started. How can we get $50 million to upgrade all this stuff? And all of a sudden, there's 500, 700 apartments. And as soon as you hear that number, there's not going to be any apartments. If we can't upgrade it without any apartments, then it's up to the Boys and Girls Club, the library, the rec center to do their own upgrading. But we're just looking to assist.
And that's what our opponents are throwing out there. How we want to overdevelop this and that. And that we're overcrowded.
Yeah.
And honest truth, in 2024, Garfield's population went down.
That's right.
We actually have 200 less people, I believe, this year than we did from 2020. So, our population is going down. Right. We're not overcrowding. We're not causing traffic.
Population may have went down, but our home prices went up. And you should thank me then, and my council, and the city manager, and everybody else in the city of Garfield, because, there's houses in Garfield hitting $1 million. $1 million. 2-family house. I'm not talking about a 20-apartment building. I'm talking about a 2-family house, 3 over 3. There's houses on Maitland and Morale Place that went for $960, $890. There's one being on the market for $1 million. There's one on Morale Place going for $1,050,000. 3 bedrooms over 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And just 3 years ago, there was $600,000.
Well, maybe because we're cleaning up the contaminated property. Right. All right. Well, we're getting rid of contaminated property, which sat there for over 50 years.
Oh, that big thing they're talking about looks like a prison?
Over 50 years it was contaminated, which causes the property value throughout, not mainly, yes, in that area, but throughout the city. Yeah. And what do? We got it cleaned up and we're getting it developed.
Yep. And there's not going to be no residents. There can't be a park.
There will be jobs. There will be jobs.
There'll be plenty of jobs. It's a warehouse storage facility, and that's how big warehouses and storage facilities are. Yeah, I saw a warehouse that has 8-foot ceilings.
And also remember that we were giving out property from the owner across the street to make the park, or else we would never had that park.
And he also
expanded the roadway.
And he expanded the roadway, so we took enough property for us to make that park along River Road and make it a 4-lane
four-lane road instead of a 2-lane road.
Yeah.
So,
which is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That in itself increases everybody's property value, but especially the people living in that neighborhood.
Yep.
I know I wouldn't want to live next door to a contaminated piece of property, because when that person does sell their house, they have to list it as being next to a piece of contaminated property.
Yep.
So now they don't have to do that.
They don't have to do that. And there's going to be no truck traffic at all.
No,
nothing like that.
Don't believe the myths you hear on social media.
Some of them are fearmongers, and they're just looking, to sway everybody who sits on the fence.
Well, look at it this way.
So you come to our thing and you find out the truth.
Yeah, come to our grand openings. Come talk to us.
Well, listen,
right? We'll have a debate right there in the street if you want to come down.
Hey, we're always out and about. You see us, we're very approachable.
Yeah, we had our council meeting Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Right? So we're there to speak to anybody, speak to the public. We're there. We're here for you to talk.
Yeah.
As we're talking right now.
Yeah. So we have a lot of great things going on in the city. So we got October coming up. We have a carnival coming up.
Is that next week?
Next
the 18th.
week we have a carnival, our annual carnival that brings the community out, a lot of memories. Then we have a street fair going on.
We have the street fair coming up. We have the pumpkin patch coming up.
So when you were a young kid, these are the memories that make Garfield so great. This is why we've been recognized in the last 3-4 years of one of the better places for small cities under 50,000. So there's under 50,000 people of one of the better places to raise a family and to grow up in, because all these great things going on. But when we were a kid, what was some of your childhood memories growing up in Garfield?
Well, they used to have the carnival or the fair up at Elizabeth.
I remember.
And the only thing I remember was the ride that used to go around. I forget the name of the ride. But that's where you used to go meet the girls. Yeah, take them on the whatever.
Yvette, you hear that, Yvette?
Well, that's where I met her.
On the ride.
I gave her a ride.
Cheap SOB couldn't even pay for the extra ticket, snuck you on.
Yeah.
You should have ran when you had the chance. You should have left with the clowns.
But I mean, just even hanging out down by the pump house.
The pump house freezing. Remember that? The big train. Skating.
Yeah.
I remember the Boys Club. It was called the Boys Club at that time. They used to have the Penny Carnival.
Yeah.
And then they would have the watermelon eating contest and the grease pole contest. And then you get these little tchotchke gifts. And just being in the Boys Club, you come and go. You weren't you sign in and you're not allowed to leave. It was you come and go. They would actually throw you out if you were a headache.
Yeah.
And here you are, 7, 8 years old. All right, you're not listening. Get out. And you're like, where do I go?
Mom and Dad was working.
I remember they did a scavenger hunt. And I remember, and they would send you out into Sentry Field, and that's when it was all woods.
Yeah.
And there would be a thing find a cigarette butt, find a beer can.
Beer cans are no problem.
Yeah. That's where everybody used to go and drink inside Sentry Field. And so we talk about that, right? So here's Sentry Field. It was all woods. People used to cut across the woods to go drink. They had the bocce ball court deep into the woods like moonshiners.
Yeah.
And, you go into the woods and, people were doing things. And then all of a sudden, Green Acres comes along, because I lived in that area, and they want to build a park.
Yeah.
And everybody on Maitland, Morrell, Irving Place, Gaston, Krakow, they were coming down and they were like, oh my God, change. You're cutting the tree down, you're cutting the grass. What's going to happen to whatever's going on? They didn't want it, and now look at it.
Yeah.
Look at that park.
Yeah, that park this past weekend was booming.
That's right. And there was every field was being played on, from families to kids. People going
weekend.
down there.
From
a whole
Friday
weekend,
with the fireworks, so Sunday with Totally Names Picnic.
Right, and that's what it is. Listen, sometimes these things are tough to do, but it's always for the betterment of the city, moving the city forward in a positive direction. And these are tough decisions because we know a lot of times people are going to oppose it.
We did the beautiful park at Columbus Field, and we still have people complaining that we cut down a tree. We did this. I mean, only reason why the trees were cut down is either they were a hazard that they had to be cut down, or they weren't planned. But there's no reason for us to cut down any tree because we want to cut down a tree. That was in the plan the engineer made up. So
but yet they'll still say that we were going to build apartments there or something like that.
Oh
too.
Yeah.
And again, these are things that we just don't go around building. And we look at what's in the best interest of the city, and building a park there was in the best interest of the city. This was a field that was never used.
Yeah, and we found that out during COVID.
Yep.
During COVID.
Yeah.
As we seen that big piece of property there sitting empty.
Yeah, no one playing in it.
Nobody doing nothing.
Nothing in it. There was 2 Babe Ruth teams. Now there's only one. But you know, there was a
Yeah.
time there was 14 Babe Ruth teams when I played.
Oh yeah, sure.
And it was used all the time. They practiced there. It was always used. But then it just wasn't. And you're sitting there, turned it into a beautiful park.
Yeah, and it is a beautiful park. It will be a beautiful park, and it'll be used.
Yeah.
It will be used 12 months out of the year.
Yeah, you know, hey, listen, there's a lot we're proud of what the things we're doing.
I tell you what, I was ready to, to say, why bother, throw my hands up in the air? Because I sat on the council for years and not seen anything done. Mm-hmm. You know, it's tiresome where you talk about, let's do this, let's do this. And of course, they say government moves slowly, but we weren't getting nothing done. And then all of a sudden, 8 years ago, we have the vision, and now we see the vision coming through, and that's why we're running.
Yeah.
We got this good thing going. I believe, I know the mayor believes, and the rest of our running mates, it's a good thing coming. So don't stop us now. Let's continue. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
All right. If you don't move forward, you're going to move backwards, and that's not good because we've been there. We've been there. We've seen Garfield go backwards, and it's not good for anybody.
Listen, I ran because there was a Palisade Ave, Pake Street. It was a tough place to walk. I mean, no one would bother me when I was walking. But it was a tough place. You had the Pally Boys. You had to park the police bus.
Yeah.
And do like a little where the police had to hang out, walk up and down.
Yeah.
That's not. People
That's
living.
not us.
You want to
That's
sit
not
outside
us.
your house peacefully.
Yeah.
And Garfield's changed. Yeah. Listen.
We have our issues. We are a city.
Yeah. And we have renters, and some people don't take ownership when they're renting.
Yeah. But we improve our police force. We increase the number of police officers on the street.
That's right.
We
upgraded the technology for our police to respond faster.
with cars, with just the new police building
radios,
itself.
Our firemen, it's
always grateful for them. They do a lot, and we do as much as we can to help them. We did increase the LoSAP spending on the fire department. First time ever since LoSAP was initiated, which was over 20 years ago, that we actually increased the payments to LoSAP. Which is just saying thank you. That's all we're saying, thank you. Which we should have been saying thank you years ago, but at least we started it now.
Those are like our local heroes.
Yeah,
and those guys always get involved in the community
and everything. Yeah, they were there at the fireworks show.
Yeah, they were at the fireworks. The police. We had the Lodi game.
Guys and girls. Yeah.
Our police get involved with our neighboring towns, Lodi.
With the football. With the Garfield football game.
This is the stuff that makes this city recognized. People like that. There's things going on, even if it's not a major thing. We have the lemonade stand a couple.
Geez, now was that a hit or what?
That was big. We have the Halloween house decorating contest. Always big. Where you get about 20...
These little things that add up to be so much.
Yeah, restaurant weeks.
Yeah.
Like these simple little things that make the city people like to participate because the families get together, they make a lemonade stand, they decorate their house together, they come to a tree lighting, they come to a little event here or there. We're looking to have a concert in October.
In October 8th, I believe, or 5th. Something that you'll see it on Facebook.
I think it's going to be Rolling Stones coming in.
Yeah, I'll do a little Mick Jagger for you.
Oh, yeah.
He'll do Keith Richards. Just stands there.
But listen, I think we have a lot to be proud of the way this city's moving forward, and and that's because we have a good team of people, from our city manager to our councilwoman and our councilmen, Romy and Pablo and Sugar.
Yeah, and even our leaders in our police department and fire department,
right? The
all
police
employees,
and all the employees in
DPW.
City Hall and the DPW.
Yeah.
They like going to work. Everybody's going to have those bad days, but they see a progress.
Yeah, we're moving forward, and we're going to keep that going.
Yeah,
we're going to keep that going. You'll hear more about the election, I'm sure, in the next podcast. But keep your eye out for our mailers. We did, if you checked out our last mailer, it said we received, I believe it was $20 million in grants, highest amount ever in a 4-year period, and $60 million was spent on Garfield's infrastructure, meaning our water, roads,
the lead lines,
sewer,
yep.
lead lines, $60 million in 4 years.
Yeah, and we're,
Never in the history has Garfield spent that much money.
We're looking to fix not River Road, Harrison Ave soon, right?
Harrison Ave will be done beginning of next year.
We're tying into with Lodi, and I know that's like driving through a war zone with those potholes and everything like that.
But it will be done.
But we're looking for PSG
along with our
whoever.
Little League field, where we have that's our vision for after the election.
Yes. You know, there's a lot going on, you know, stabilizing the taxes and everything like that through the redevelopment, the revitalization.
You got to do it through redevelopment. I mean, there's really no other way to bring, you got to look for a different tax base.
Yep.
And that's through redevelopment. Or else you're just going to be taxing on homeowners. And look, taxes are going to go up. The cost of insurance goes up, the cost of heat goes up, the cost of electric goes up, the cost of gasoline goes up. So your taxes will go up. But what we try to do, and remember, we have no control over the Board of Ed whatsoever.
Right.
The Board of Education and the county taxes. Only we control.
Most of your taxes
are
are because of the Board of Ed.
Yeah. It's the city taxes, and that's it.
You know, but you know, and the Board of Ed is running, and you know, there's times we battle them, and there's times we don't agree with them, but in the end of the day, we're going to be all together to do what's best for the city. They're building a beautiful school with
thanks to whose relationship with our state.
Yeah, we have a relationship with the congressman and Nellie Pope.
With our senators and assemblymen, that's unbelievable. They've been serving the city of Garfield for almost 20 years now. Senator Poe, Assemblyman Wembley, and Assemblywoman Shavonda Sumter.
They all sit on that finance committee.
Yeah, and they're
for
good
the schools.
Friends. And that's what you do. We develop these relationships just by talking to them, having coffee. You know, they ask, what does Garfield need? Garfield needs a school.
And 9 years ago, they wouldn't even sit down.
Yeah.
And then they started to sit down with us because they started to see the change.
Yeah.
And then like that, rest in peace, Congressman Pasquarel.
Yes.
He was a big proponent of Garfield.
Yeah. He loved Garfield. Garfield always came out for Congressman Pasquarel.
And now Senator Poe, looks like she'll be the Congresswoman.
Well, she'll be running in November for his seat against Billy Infite, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
And may the best person win. But
she's always been in Garfield.
Always been in Garfield.
And she was a big proponent of getting us the money for that school.
For that school, definitely.
And
it wouldn't happen without it.
It wouldn't have happened without it. So you got a brand new school. We sat down there and we spoke to them. And then from there, you know, things just moved on into a positive way. It took a little while longer than we wanted to.
But hey, it's there.
You know, here's a town. You got a park being built, be finished sometime by November on River Road.
2 parks. You have 2 parks.
You got the one in
that's
Columbus. You had a football sports complex completed.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a new school. Yeah.
So, and now we just might be getting more money too.
Yeah.
That's a phone call saying, City Garfield, you deserve more money from the county. There it is. That's what we do.
We should really pick it up because they promised us some money for Belmont Park.
Yeah, for Belmont Hill.
And for Belmont Hill, and they're giving us money. So you notice, they're giving us money for the Little League.
The Little League field.
The Little League field, to redevelop the Little League field.
Yeah. So first time in the Little League's history.
Yep.
That is getting help from the city and the county to fix that. Usually Little League always did the repairs by themselves. The city's stepping in finally to help them out.
You know, so it's about connections and relationships. And we made these positive relationships where we could call them up, just like a lot of our residents made positive and relationships with us where they could call us up on a drop of a dime from, you know, giving a comment to a complaint that we will handle it. You know, they're not afraid to argue with us. They're not afraid to come in front of us.
Yeah.
And say their piece.
And the city manager responds
and that means a lot to the
them.
residents.
Yeah, because the city manager does respond very quickly. We have a young, energetic city manager that has a master's in business, and that's that's the backbone right there. You know, young, female. I mean, look, we're moving.
Yeah,
we're moving
it's
forward.
very diverse.
Yeah.
You know, community we have there. We have a lot of things going on there. But wait, let's just change it up a little. I'm going to change it up a little. But you got to have to think. I don't want to throw it at you. If there's one thing you can change in Garfield, because I always see these posts, what would you change?
If I could change one thing in Garfield.
I know what I want to change.
What do you want to change?
I want to change it faster. It's already changing. And everything like that. Oh my God, they really want to give us that money. We're not picking
we better get rid of this podcast. What do you want to change?
I wanna go farther onto Pake Street and get that into a real downtown. Where people going shopping.
That's what you meant. Yeah.
Dining. You know, there was a time when people would go there to get things done, and, you know, for their families.
But I'd like to even expand that all the way from Lodi to Passaic.
Yep.
Right? That span right there, that whole stretch, going past Walmart. You know, we have some prime real estate there that could be developed into something nice.
You know.
And yesterday, we had a meeting where the mayor brought up about a trolley car going around Garfield, which was a great idea.
Yeah.
You know, but it's these little things. Okay, maybe it might not happen, but something could happen just like that. Yeah. Or something, you know, so it's these things where you're thinking.
It's
you know?
So basically, for the people in TV land, it's a trolley that starts on the corner of Midland and Lanza, runs its way down, just like something in San Francisco. You jump on, you jump off, whatever it is, you know. But it's only a conversation. So for all the people about to attack us, gets to River Road, makes a left, drives through River Road along our 2 beautiful parks, soon to be 3. If we could get the 3rd phase up and running. Makes a left on Pake Street, drops you off wherever you want to be dropped off to go shopping, dining, relaxing. Finds its way back to Midland Ave, down where you got Dannard's Lake, the Champions Field, Sentry Field up the road.
Yeah.
And then continues on down. And it's just a thing for people to jump on and off where you don't have to get in your car if you want to get to the other side of town. And it's a nice little trolley or trolleys. And then a couple of run east and west. But it's things like that like we sit there, myself and the council, how do we make Garfield a little more better? You know, a biking system and things like that. You know, just to get things up and moving.
Small things like that add up to big things.
You know. But listen.
It starts a conversation. Remember, progress begins with the vision.
Progress begins with the vision. That's why we're a vision.
Progress begins with a vision.
You know,
if you don't have a vision, then everything's going to stay stagnant.
Listen,
everybody's going to say, "Yeah, you did."
If you want something brighter in Garfield, and you want to save something in Garfield, you need a vision.
That's right. Vision, without a doubt. Somebody was quoted today as saying that you can't find darkness in darkness. You got to get out. You can't get out of the darkness in darkness. You got to get out of the darkness with light. And that's what we got.
You saw that in a fortune cookie.
That's what was a poem I read to my wife. I write my wife a poem every now and then.
Oh.
Man. Yeah, roses are red, violets are blue.
I miss you.
Yeah. Hey.
Listen, guys, we'll be back later on another 2 weeks. We're out. Don't forget, we have this big thing going on this Saturday.
This Saturday, we have campaign headquarters, grand opening. If you're looking for a cigar and bourbon, come down tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But, you know, you won't.
Yeah, this will probably be played a little later. But we have our cigar night going on there. We have a lot going on. We'll be out and about, going door to door.
Meeting the residents. So you see us, you have a question, you want to debate. We're there for you.
Yeah, listen, the debate, they want to debate all the time and everything like that. And then they go on these posts and, you know, come to our meeting.
Yeah. Meet us on the street. We'll answer any question you have.
Yeah. You want to
We've
talk
been
to us,
doing this for the past 8 years.
You know our record. You know what we like to do.
Yeah.
Revitalize and redevelop the city of Garfield to make it better in the city of Garfield for you, the residents. Yeah. You know, some people just, they don't like us because they don't like us. So it doesn't matter what they do.
You know, I just quick. I love when they say, "Oh, they're lining their pockets."
Oh yeah.
Now, if I went to work this morning 5 a.m. and I worked till 3. Did you go to work today?
Yeah, I went to work.
Did you went to work?
Yeah,
okay.
All day.
You know, do you see any kind of fancy clothes on me?
No, I drive a Traverse.
Yeah, I believe Sugar went to work today.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went to boys' club. We're trying to raise her 2 kids.
But
Romy went to. So all 5 of us went to work today.
Yeah.
And could we say that about every other
right.
team?
You know what? Those are those idiots.
You know
that just want to throw something out there. But when they see you, they want to shake your hand and say hello to you.
Yeah.
And a couple of them, are really like dopes. I hate to say it. I know people are going to say, "Oh, he's calling a resident dope." Yeah, he's a dope. If you're telling us we're lining our pockets, because it is, you're so wrong and you're so foolish that you're just a troublemaker, all right? And you don't know anything about local politics or you
You
don't
know anything about us.
Yeah, you don't.
Us.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't know
right. I'm
anything
sorry about
us.
that local part. You don't know nothing about us.
Yeah.
At all. And
May's been working all his life.
it's insulting. It's insulting. I like to have a good time. I like to have a good laugh. I like to have belly laughs. I'm not going to take things serious. But when you start attacking our character that we're lining our pockets, you know,
ridiculous.
I wish you were in that ring.
See what happened? He'll get 2 belts.
I wish you were in that ring.
He'll get 2 belts. And me too. I'm a big guy when it comes to that.
You know.
What would you use on him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Over here at my man Bravery Studio, they had, what was it, Marv? Japanese karaoke?
Yeah.
Oh, karaoke. Yeah. A little ginsu.
Yeah.
Chop that right there, baby.
There. Chop you at the knees.
You know, so that is insulting to everybody. And what's even insulting more is the people that we know, that some of us we grew up with, that worked for the city of Garfield or the school district that we know pretty well. They have some rude comments and actually believe that. And that is even more insulting because when I hear from these dopes, and I see it and I hear it, they don't know us.
They don't know us, so
but
they say.
But with people that I grew up with, that I either played softball with, I've known, I had coffee with, I see at events all the time, and they say these things, and I look at them, I said, you know what? You have a lot to say about all the negativity in the city of Garfield, all myself and my team, and yet, I think about it, you get your pension from the city of Garfield. You had your salary from working either with DPW, right?
Yeah.
Or working in the school district. Your whole family worked in the school district.
Yeah.
And yet, what doesn't suit you now, you're totally against. You have a lot to say, but you made your life and your living and your family's life and your home through the city of Garfield or the Board of Ed, and you got a lot to say, and yet you still accuse us of lining our pockets. But yet you sat there and you break bread with me, Joe, Aaron, every Sugar, Pablo, or Romy, and you say those things, boy, I had you misread. So do me a favor. If you do see me, don't stick your hand out and shake my hand. All right?
Are you going to get the...
Yeah, because you know what? I'm a little that agitates me. You know, because it doesn't matter. One day I'll retire and I work for the school district and everything like that, and I will never put down the school district, no matter who's running it after I walk out of here, because I know I made my life and I gave my kids a better life because of the job I had through the school district. And that's the same thing with these people. They gave their families a better life, and yet they still put us down, or the city down. And you can put us down because you may not like the pilots or this and that, and that's
Which is
great.
fine.
Which is fine. We don't have to agree on the politics, but to make those accusations that we're lining our pockets and the city is garbage and corrupt and this and that, that is insulting to me. As not just as a mayor, I got
as
insulted.
A person.
I got insulted with stuff like that back 8 years ago when I ran, and that's the reason I ran. All right, and I'll stand on my soapbox. Now, when I used to go to places, they're like, "Oh, you lived in Garbage Field," and I was ready to roll up my sleeves and fight because I'm not afraid of that stuff. I protect the town I grew up in. From the day I was born, I always protected the city of Garfield because I don't like people talking negative about the city of Garfield. And when I went to a council meeting, they told me, "Well, why don't you get more involved?" When the Pally boys are running the streets, and we have big buses and cops walking the beat on Palisade Avenue and everything, and people calling us Garbage Field. When I go to a neighboring town, not even a neighboring town calling us Garbage Field.
Well, how about when people who don't even live in Garfield anymore, but they're working on, and now they have the gall to complain about what's going on in the city. Don't even haven't lived in Garfield 20 years. Yeah. But they know what's the best for the city. Right. Like, they really care. Yeah, they don't care. If they cared, they would have stayed.
That's right.
Through the hard times and enjoy the good times that we're having now. Because we're all having good times.
They've been out 20 years, and they pop down every now and then to go to Villa Mia during a holiday, and they know, like, Garfield is no good because they have a family friend that lives here, and they got a parking ticket, and they're upset about everything that goes on in life.
But that's all right, man. We know what's going on.
But that stuff does aggravate me, is that, like, some of these people who sit there on their keyboards and want to bash us and say that we're corrupt and we're on the take. That stuff is insulting to me. And then you want to put your hand out and shake my hand and like nothing goes on. But I sit there and I know your life story. I know your life story because it's a small town and we all grew up and we know each other through the 6 degrees of separation. And at the end of the day, I know that you and your family, or you, or your wife, or your husband made their living and they gave your kids a better life. But yet, you bash and you bash and you bash Garfield. Then you know what? Pick up and go.
And they do, and they do leave,
and then they still complain,
and they still complain,
and they got a better life down than wherever they are.
Yeah.
You know, but they know who they are, and I'm sorry I went on this rant, but those are the things that insult me.
I should never brought it up.
Yeah, you shouldn't have brought it up because I forget about those things. I don't take things serious, but that's the stuff that is insulting because you don't know who we are. Yeah. You don't know Pablo.
And it keeps me up at night. I think about it. You know,
you talk about Pablo Maslach. The guy's like the nicest guy in the world. Yeah. Who's just trying to make every social issue, and we fight all the time. Boy. But we come to a compromise because he wants every social issue in the world to be taken care of. You know, he's that type. And then you got Romy, who's wants to take care of these people coming in struggling in life.
He wants
and then you got Sugar, who's all about the kids and everything like that.
Who's been about the kids her whole life. Who's been about the kids, nothing about but the kids at the boys' club. Boys and Girls Club, I'm sorry, her whole life, and now she's everything but that. Yeah,
then you got Romy, who runs soccer programs, volunteers for soccer, way before you got involved in politics, runs a ESL class for adults to get them their citizenship
classes.
And everything like that. But yet, the guy's no good. And Pablo, who's trying to better himself by going to school, becoming a nurse, helping out with issues with, people who can't, homeless, food insecurities, mental awareness, social issues. These are the things that is dear to him, and he's trying to bring that to the city of Garfield, which he has. But yet, we're all no good because we're all on the take.
Corrupt. We're all on the take. Yeah.
Pablo can't even drive. Boy, I tell you what, man. If he's taking money, he's taking only nickels and dimes.
What he's doing because the poor guy had the same socks on for the past year.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to go. I don't want to beat that dead horse because we got a lot of great things in the city of Garfield,
and
we're moving forward. And we didn't get that recognition in North Jersey of being one of the best places to live for people under 50,000 in the city under 50,000 because we got transportation, we got public health, we got schools and education with the new schools and everything like that. We got community spirit. There's a lot going on. The parks. We got a river.
Yeah.
Actually, they're cleaning that up.
They're cleaning the river up.
They're cleaning the river up.
And we have good water. We have good water, believe
I'm having this coffee right here.
Yeah, from Garfield Water.
Garfield Water.
And now wait, the water is so good that we have how many Dunkin' Donuts in Garfield? 3 Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes. Yeah.
3 Dunkin' Donuts, all doing very well. Yeah. And I take it they use Garfield Water.
Restaurants, everything. Right? Hey guys, listen. There's these fair mongos saying that our water's it's hard. No.
Yeah.
It's hard water. I'll get you that.
It's Jersey water.
Yeah, it's hard water, but that doesn't mean it's contaminated water. We were the first municipality, and if you just Google things and research it, every state is doing the same thing. Jersey did. Jersey just happened to be the first state or the second state to do it, to get those PFAs.
No matter what they say out there, they know who they are.
Right.
Our water is fine.
Right.
It is good.
And I'm gonna tell you something. The city manager and myself sat in a meeting when this first came out because the EPA was the one who sent out that doom and gloom letter, right?
Right.
About your water and this is what could cause
PFOs.
And PFOs, and it was a doom and gloom rule, but they had to send it out, and that's what they sent it out. And it was a doom and gloom letter about 1.5 years ago, I think it was.
It was a while ago.
So, and we got a lot of kickback on it, and a lot of people didn't understand it. We didn't even understand it, but we educated ourselves. And then the city manager got a meeting with the EPA. I got to sit in on it, and we were talking, and they told us, well, this is how the letter has to go, and that's how it is. But they brought up one interesting fact. They said if the water wasn't bottled in New Jersey in the next 2 years, so now like everybody has to be on board with these filters. I think they got 6 more months to be on board with these filters, or that municipality gets fined. They said, so if that water is not bottled in New Jersey, then if that water is not bottled in New Jersey, that water has PFOs in it.
Because it's not being tested.
It's not being
not being tested.
So Poland Spring, Maine. If it's bottled in Poland Spring, Maine, all right, that water is not healthy. But if you get someone's water that says New Jersey spring water, I don't know where it is. And if it's bottled in New Jersey, it's healthier water than the Poland Spring. And that was interesting. The Fiji water, the things like that. Because that has PFOs or PFAs, whatever it is.
The state of New Jersey have the most stringent water rules, throughout the country. And the city of Garfield is up to date on all of them.
And now listen, I drink the spring water, I drink bottled water and everything.
I drink Garfield water.
I wash, I brush my teeth, I make my pasta in that water. It's hard water. Listen, I get it. It's hard
spots on your faucets and on your cars when you wash them, without a doubt.
You got to get those, those
you got to dry it off. That's all.
Got water filter, the calcium and everything. I get it, but the water is safe to drink.
I've been drinking it for 64 years.
You're allowed to bathe in that water.
I drink it. I've been drinking it out of the hose when I was a kid, and I drink it today out of the hose. Simple as that.
But it's funny when some people say, I don't even bathe in that water. That's me.
Yeah, when you don't take a bath.
What are you talking about? When you pouring spring water on me?
Come on.
Distilled water? Come on. Stop that nonsense.
But with that, Mayor.
Yeah. We don't want to take up too much of your time, guys.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you watching. And listen, we're out and about. If you see us, stop any one of us. The vision's out there. You know the vision. And we're looking forward to a nice race and everything like that.
Yeah. All right.
Election
Day's coming, November 5th.
You want to save it? You want to make it brighter? Well, you need to see the vision, and the vision is us.
All right now, people.
We want to thank Marvin Studios.
Marvin,
Marvin, all day, every day, Marvin.
Yes.
And a shout out to Marvin. Over the summer, he helped out our students start a pod class for the Garfield Middle School.
Excellent job, Marv.
And his mom.
His mom. Say hello to his mom. I seen his mom.
All right, what are you doing? What are you hitting on his mom?
No. Very nice.
Marvin, we got this right here for him, Marv.
Marv, come on now. And Stevie says hello.
Take care, everyone.
Ciao.